Welcome to Pioneer, the podcast series for serious innovators, brought to you by Wrays. Here, we talk to innovative entrepreneurs, CEOs, scientists and policymakers about innovation.
Home PPD provide cutting-edge, innovative product design and development services to create inspiring products and experiences. They work with a range of companies in a variety of industries, creating products that users connect with positively, ensuring ongoing market desirability. Home PPD offer an end-to-end service from initial research to final product supply, recognising that all clients have different needs and objectives. As such, they tailor their projects to client needs to help them to achieve greater business success. It is my pleasure today to welcome their Managing Director, Anthony Petterson.
My pleasure.
You're a new company,
yeah.
So it's all very new for you.
Absolutely, yeah.
How are you enjoying the ride?
So far, so good. Well, it's been great actually.
Yeah.
So very happy to have taken the plunge. Yeah, that's for sure.
Okay. Can you tell us a bit about what Home PPD does, who your clients are, and some of your recent projects?
Yeah, absolutely. So, as you mentioned, Home PPD is a product design business. We help other businesses and startups to take their ideas or concepts from concept, for products that is, from concept and into market. Generally, who our clients are, I suppose, is existing businesses who may have a new product idea or a new range that they want to kick off, or existing businesses that may have an existing product they want to have modified, reviewed, improved.
Right.
So they'll come to us for that sort of work as well.
Okay, so you're not a market research company that says there's a product idea here. You actually get it ready for market?
Yeah, you're right. So basically it's more to do with the design of the product itself. So generally people come to us, they know their concept, they've done their own evaluation of the market, I suppose, and then we produce the physical product for them.
Right.
Yeah, okay. Help them to do that. Yeah.
Okay.
I suppose the other part of our clientele are startups around that as well, who, people who will have a concept for a new product, and they will again come to us to help it or make it a reality.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I know one of your recent projects was around a prosthetic. You want to talk to us a bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So that one, I suppose, is a bit different in that basically a prosthetist came to us with an opportunity, and he sort of identified an opportunity in the market, in the Australian market especially, for an outer cover for prosthesis. So for at this stage prosthetic legs,
right.
But same application can be applied.
When you say out of cover, what is that?
Sorry, an outer
cover. Sorry.
Yeah. So I guess a cosmetic outer cover.
Oh, okay.
So I guess imagine the prosthetist builds a prosthetic leg for someone, which is primarily a functional item.
Yeah.
So I suppose the products that we produce now are it's a custom designed product, whereby everyone is different for each person.
Right.
And it's really about making that functional leg that the prosthetist makes more attractive and appealing. And I guess you can imagine for an amputee, it's a big change to sort of lose a limb.
Yeah.
And so then I guess it's something our product allows them to be proud of that, or to even highlight that rather than wanting to tuck it away.
Yeah. Okay. And as I understand it, this is actually spun out into another business, or
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And so so now I suppose through the home product design business, that's the service business, I suppose you'd say, that's continuing on, and this Form Prosthetics is the new business that's been born from that as well.
Right. Yeah. That's fascinating. Have you got any other projects you can talk about?
Well, I suppose probably a good way to give you an understanding of what we do and the types of work we do. I can give you a bit of a rundown of the sort of work we're doing this month, for example.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So at the moment we've got on the books we're doing a flat pack adjustable timber furniture piece for an existing business that is looking to branch out into that sort of furniture market.
Well, it could be further away from prosthetics if you try it,
exactly. And then additionally that we've got silicon molded or silicon injection molded product for babies. So that's, again, quite different. We've got a hand tool for a young startup company. So it's like the hardware market, I suppose. And we're doing a lot of work ongoing, but currently as well for an LED lighting manufacturer to do commercial LED lighting. So it's pretty broad, the type of work that we do through that business, which is good.
Yeah. How did it come about, and what did it take to get you to this point?
Frank, we launched 6 months ago as Home PPD, but I guess the reality is there's been a bit of work going on before that, and Home is basically an evolution, if you like, from a previous business. So it's been up in one form or another for probably about 18 months. And so I suppose the story behind how we got there is, I suppose I've founded the business, or the original business, 18 months, 2 years ago.
And sorry to interrupt, but was that something burning away in your heart of hearts, or was it just sort of an idea that dropped in the shower, or somehow you just kind of started with a company and you think, well, I like more of this? How did you get the idea?
Yeah, well, okay, so I guess I always sort of knew that I'd like to run my own business. So that's always been, when you say, was it a burning idea? Yeah, that's always been there, that urge. And I suppose for my personal career, originally, years ago, I worked in marketing. Then I went back and restudied, and then I worked in engineering as a designer for several years. And I suppose, so now we design and market, or take products to market. So I guess it's kind of a natural progression in a way. But it really stemmed from having a passion for products and materials, and the aesthetics of things and the function of things. And I guess a couple of years ago, when I started that first business, that came from, it was around the time, you remember when all the 3D print was all sort of booming and getting a lot of media. I suppose, I got interested in that, and I thought, this is quite cool. Because the work I was doing in engineering involves a lot of the CAD design and 3D modelling. And I don't know, and I suppose those other interests, I started doing a lot of research about it. Yeah. And then I was in London at the time working in engineering, and I quit that job and went and worked for a place over there called 3D Print UK. And they have a couple of really high-end SLS 3D printers, amazing stuff, amazing machines. And so through that, working with them and a company that does a lot of work with them, which was a product design business, I guess that triggered it. And so when I got back here to Australia, I sort of thought, right, I think this is the path for me to follow.
Okay. And you're a relatively young guy.
35.
Oh, you look a lot younger. But anyway.
Cut. Just kidding. So I came back and started that with another guy I met, Jess Putting, who's an industrial designer. And so I guess we realised, good skill set match. Yeah. So we got together and did that. And then, we talked about the prosthetics stuff. So I guess that opportunity came up, and we got another guy in Tim Chega, who's a industrial designer and a manufacturing engineer. And so that sort of became the team, and then we started pushing, the prosthetics business and the which hadn't yet launched, or pushing the prosthetics product and the design business. Yep. So then 6 months ago, when you mentioned, that's when the business started, that was kind of because we realised, this prosthetics business is, worth pursuing. So let's have a look at our structure moving forward. And then that's how we thought, we're going to continue with our design business, let's rebrand it, and let's continue with that prosthetics business, and we'll look to push the two along, but they are in the process now of separating into two businesses. Right. Okay. So that's how it came to be.
Fascinating. I'm actually, as you speak, I'm thinking of Steve Jobs, who, as I've read his stuff, was all around product design. The technical stuff was elsewhere, but the actual look, feel, font, colour was his focus on detail. Am I in the same space here?
I suppose it's funny you should mention him, because Tim Chega, who I mentioned, who's the last guy that came in with us, he loves all things design in general, and he's given me an education in many ways. And he's bought me a book not long ago. It's the story of Johnny Ive, and he is the industrial designer who helped to build a lot of the Apple products. Oh, okay. And obviously Jobs as the driving force. But Yeah, the philosophies around the design in there is quite interesting, actually, from an engineering versus aesthetics point of view,
right?
And functionality point of view. And so they are two sort of forces, and the way they merge is quite interesting. I wish our business was a patch on theirs.
Well, you have to start somewhere.
That's right.
Financing is always an issue with startups. People, at the end of the day, you have to pay the bills.
Yeah, absolutely.
How have you guys gone about that?
Well, it's been a challenge. It's definitely been one of the big challenges of starting a business. So how we've done it is, well, initially it's been the first sort of business kick-off was self-funded by myself. And we were lucky enough to get through the early stages to a point now where the Home product design business is standing on its own 2 feet, and we're doing okay there. And that business is now allowing us to spend a bit of money on the form prosthetics business and pushing that along as well.
Right.
So, but absolutely, it's challenging, and moving forward, we've got a lot of spending to do to really push both of those businesses, especially the prosthetics business, to the next level.
Right. So is it a high cost operation, or is it more just the cerebral part of it?
Yeah, taxing on the mind. No, so the home product design business is not a high cost business, really, being that it's a service business. A lot of the cost, as you know, there's costs in general involved in setting up a business, getting your initial client base growing and so on. But a lot of the cost is coming from the prototyping and that sort of thing, and developing the products. So that's the challenge. And now, moving forward, the costs associated with ramping up, because sometimes it's a bit of what comes first, the chicken or the egg. So with the product, it's all well and good to say, well, you just start selling the product, and then that's where the money comes from. But the reality is, if you want to be efficiently manufacturing the product, then you've got to put a lot of things in place to do that. And
clients need to see some substance to have faith to put their money with you as well.
That's a challenge as well. Sort of the way you present yourself, and it's all a part of it. So we've been lucky enough to fund the business ourselves up until this point. But I think moving forward in the near future with the form prosthetics business, we'll be looking for external funding on that moving forward. Right.
So for people listening to this, you're looking for a business partner, a financial partner, or no, that's further away?
We're in the process at the moment of establishing a board, and so through that there will be potential to get some investment from the other people involved. But we will be looking for external funding, be it from we're looking at grants, but we're certainly not banking on those by any means. We'll be looking at potentially taking investors for some stake in the business at some point.
Okay. Interesting part of the life cycle. So where do you see Home PD in 12 months' time, and what challenges do you think you face?
Well, it's an interesting one because we've got the two businesses, so it'll be an interesting 12 months. So I guess to look at them one at a time. Home, since we rebranded it 6 months ago, it's already seen a lot of change in that 6 months. And I suppose the next 12 months is for that business, for the Home PD business, is really about sort of embedding the brand and embedding that business into the market here, especially in Victoria. We sort of want to keep that focus here in Victoria, but servicing nationally. But so I guess not looking to say, hey, we want to expand to here, and here. It's more for that business about expanding the types of projects that we're doing, and building the brand to be a really renowned and respected brand in that space, and about working on interesting projects with passionate clients, and sort of looking to grow the scale and the complexity of the projects that we're doing over time. So I suppose that's how we see the 12 months for Home, and with during that period there'll be the necessity to ramp up with more staff and more team members, because
I assume being a service provider, your biggest cost is staff.
Absolutely, that's right. Mind you don't underestimate the cost of CAD programs. But you're right. That's correct. And so there will be some ramp up over the 12 months, next 12 months, to increase different capabilities as you're sort of working on different projects. So I guess that's how we see the home business over the next 12 months.
Right. Okay.
But considering that we've sort of got the second business as well now, there's going to be a lot of changes for that one as well. And like I mentioned to you, we've got a few other people working with us on that. So it's formalising a board at the moment. We're going through that. We're securing our IP through Wrays at the moment, which is great. And then in the next couple of months, we'll be launching the product into the Australian market, which is a market testing exercise, basically. Yep. And then sort of later in the first half of next calendar year, so 2017, we'll be looking to launch the product internationally or fully commercialise that product at that point. So, so that'll be very interesting. And it's
I'd love to talk to you in a couple of years' time and see how all that's progressed. That'd be fascinating.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, hopefully well.
It occurs to me as you talk that you're an entrepreneur innovator, innovating, and innovation's your product. So it's kind of a double whammy there, if you follow what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah, that's
right.
So,
given that, what advice would you give budding entrepreneurs listening to this who think, I'm going to give this a go? Never do it? What would you say to them?
Well, I definitely would not say never do it. I would say don't underestimate it.
All right.
But I would say, well, I guess on that, have faith in what you're doing, and enjoy what you're doing.
Right.
If you don't have faith in what you're doing and you don't enjoy what you're doing,
it's clear to me listening to you that you thoroughly enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we love it, and you have to, because it's all consuming. When you're trying to get it going, and when you're building a young business. But it's great. Yeah. So that'd be the one key thing. I think critical, or that I've found, is surrounding yourself with the right people, and that's both your team internally, having the right people work for you. And you always hear it, like people say, it's how important it is to make good hires and so on. And it really is. It's critical, and because you've got to trust them, and you've got to. But it's also outside, and that can mean working with, for example, we work with Wrays, so it's picking people that you trust outside your business who you're going to consult with, but also mentors. If you're a young business person or entrepreneur, having good mentors is incredible, and spending time with them, because your business is all consuming in those early stages. If you're spending time with, and you find mentors that you enjoy spending time with and you're inspired by, it's easy, and it's people that think big and also do big. They're the ones you want to surround yourself with, because that's how you're going to. If you're speaking the right language daily to these people, just because that's the way it is, it just changes your thinking, and it's really good. And probably the last thing I would give, a bit of advice I'd give would be just take action. Don't, in general. Don't feel overwhelmed. Don't get stuck. If you just do something.
Yeah, that's interesting. Just do it, to quote Nike or one of those.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, which is so true as well. Yeah.
Look, mate, it's been fascinating. I've been love to hear your story, and clearly there's a lot more of your journey to go. But we wish you all the best, and we'll look forward to touching base with you in a year or two to see how you're travelling.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks a lot for having me in. It's been great.
Thanks for your time.
Cheers. Thanks.
Thanks, Anthony.
Thanks for joining us today for the Wrays Innovator series. If you would like to know more about today's topic, please email us wrays@wrays.com.au.